This playlist is a collection of the steps I went through to build this, a USB interface for MFDs, multifunction displays, for DCS World. It was constructed pretty much from scratch and uses a Pro Micro to send inputs to the computer as a USB joystick device. This project intended to be functional, cheap, reliable, and easy to maintain, and so far it's accomplished all of those goals. I've been flying the Hornet in DCS for a few years and have started feeling the need for a better way to interact with the multifunction displays, which in the Hornet they're called DDIs, but it's basically the same thing. In the real Hornet, there are buttons surrounding the display, which the pilot presses to select the corresponding function. This is the primary way to control the radar. In DCS, those buttons are pressed by clicking on them with the mouse, but that has some problems. First of all, I use a head tracker, so the viewpoint is controlled by the motion of my head, and it's very difficult for me to keep my head still enough to keep the view still enough to click those buttons quickly and accurately. And compounding the problem, since I use the throttle with my left hand and the stick with my right hand, I don't want to take my right hand off the stick to use the mouse, so I end up using the mouse with my left hand, but I'm right-handed, so it's even more difficult for me to make quick, accurate button presses. So obviously, a physical interface is far superior. Thrustmaster makes a product called the Thrustmaster Cougar, but it's $100 for a pair of them, and it doesn't come with displays, so I would still have to figure out some sort of way to mount the two of them to my second monitor. In addition, since my second monitor is kind of far away from me, I wanted the displays to be larger than the Cougar. My monitor can comfortably accommodate two larger displays. Since I'd built something like this before, using a Teensy board, I figured I might as well run the math, so I figured I could do it for about 30% cheaper, about $30 is what I ended up spending on this project. So I pulled the trigger and I did it and I built it and I really like it. So this is the playlist for that project. Go ahead and look over everything that I did and hopefully you'll find something here that's interesting.